let's get to a little yoga practice. What do you say? So let's start with a nice seated position and sitting up on a blanket or a cushion and finding a seat that feels good to you. It doesn't need to be cross-legged. It does need to allow your spine to rise nice and tall. So if you can ground down through your sit bones, feel the crown of the head rising up, dropping shoulders away from the ears. Feel the belly engaging just enough to hold your body upright in a really supported fashion. And softening the gaze or closing the eyes, letting the hands rest wherever they fall. And beginning to deepen the breath. Feeling yourself coming into the pause at the end of the exhale. Just resting there for a moment before the next inhale comes. And this energy of the pause after the exhale is really the energy of winter. And if we understand the balance of opposites, then we know in order to have big energetic times, specifically summer, we need the balance of the rest and a more internal focus time, and that's winter. So as we're at the beginning of December now, journeying towards the official start of winter, it's not here yet. What can we begin to dial back? Create more space or ease or doing less in our daily schedule, in our minds. And what does it feel like to actually give yourself permission to do that? A little less. Not turning into a couch potato, but there's, for most of us, a big gap between what our lives look like and being a couch potato. So inviting in a little exploration in there. Just a couple more deep breaths here, tuning in to that pause at the end of the exhale. Beautiful. And then bringing your hands to press palm to palm at your heart center. And when your next exhale comes, gently opening the eyes, taking in the colors and the light around you. Take an inhale here. Exhale, interlace the hands, press them away from you, rounding your spine. Inhale, arms up, heart lifts, gaze lifts. Exhale, wrist circles, float your arms out and down. Interlacing the hands behind the back, rolling the shoulders. Inhale, lift, arms, heart's gaze. Exhale, release, hands back to heart center. Take an inhale here. Exhale, interlace the hands, press them away from you, rounding your spine. Inhale, arms up, heart lifts, gaze lifts. Exhale, wrist circles, float your arms out and down. Interlacing the hands behind the back, rolling the shoulders. Inhale, lift. Without lifting the shoulders up towards the ears, we'll stay here for a couple breaths, feeling that expansion through the heart center, shoulder blades squeezing towards each other. And then keeping the arms lifted, drop the chin to the chest. Inhale, roll the right ear to the right shoulder. Exhale, back down to the heart. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, heart. Inhale, right. Exhale, heart. Inhale, left. Exhale, heart. Inhale, back to center. Lift the gaze, lift the arms a little bit more. And exhale, release. Hands come back to the heart. Take an inhale. And exhale, release the hands to the floor, sliding out, stretching from the low back and hips. Finding these places to pause and relax. With your next inhale, coming back up. If your legs are crossed, let's switch the cross of the legs. Bring your hands back to your heart. We're going to do that same little flow, and I invite you to switch the cross of the fingers of how you've been crossing them to what is maybe less habitual. Take an inhale at the heart. Exhale, interlace the hands the opposite way. Press them away from you, rounding the spine. Inhale, arms up, heart lifts, gaze lifts. Exhale, wrist circles, float the arms out and down. Interlacing the hands behind the back, opposite interlace. Roll the shoulders, inhale, lift, arms, heart, gaze. And exhale, release, hands back to the heart. We'll do that again. Inhale. Exhale, interlace, less habitual way, pressing the hands away. Inhale, arms up, heart lifts. Gaze lifts, press those arms back. Exhale, wrist circles, float your arms out and down. Interlacing the less habitual way, rolling the shoulders. Inhale, lift. And staying here for a couple breaths. And then keeping the arms lifted with your next exhale, dropping the chin to the chest. Inhale, roll the left ear to the left shoulder. Exhale, back down to the heart. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, heart. Inhale, left. Exhale hard. Inhale right. Exhale hard. Inhale, lift the gaze, lift the arms a little bit more. And exhale, release. Hands come back to the heart. Take an inhale. And exhale, release. Sliding forward, melting. Channeling the energy of the plants that are resting this time of year. One more breath here. And then inhale, coming back up, stretching the legs out in front of you, bouncing out the knees, rolling the feet around. And then leaning back into the hands and bending the knees, and let the knees drop side to side. Both knees right, both knees left. Just massaging out the hips, the lower back a bit. Awesome. And then we'll come up to a wide straddle. So our legs are not super warmed up here for doing this. So just find what's compassionate here. Flexing the feet. And we're going to do a little swaying with the upper body. Just moving back and forth, forward without rounding the spine right now. So just really hinging at the hips and see what this feels like. You'll feel those inner thighs engaging as you lean back, and then stretching as you come forward. And this next time when you come forward, we're going to stay here, and you might reach the hands out in front of you a bit. Again, we're not trying to push or force anything. It's more about allowing what is, allowing a pause. And then from here, we're going to stay in this forward fold and come over to the right. So framing the right leg with the hands, and see if there's a little allowing that can happen here. Melting towards that leg. Keeping the feet flexed. And then walking back through center. Maybe you can go a little lower. And coming over to the left. And seeing if there's a little allowing here. Maybe a deep stretch through that right hip. So melting to the left. And then coming back through center, noticing if there's a little more ease here. And this time we're going to come over to place the right hand inside the right leg, and maybe the forearm can rest on the floor too. We're going to open up the left arm up to the sky. So pressing down into the right as you're lifting up through the left. See if there can be a little heart buoyancy here. And staying in this side bend. We're going to bring the left arm by the ear. And then exhale, draw a rainbow down towards the hip. Inhale, lifting up and over. And exhale. Out. One more time. And this time we're going to come up, lean back into the left hand behind you. Lift the right arm up and lean back, opening the heart to the sky. Deep inhale here, and then exhale, coming forward. You can windmill that left arm down, forward fold in the middle, and notice if you're able to go a little deeper than when we first came into the forward fold. This is like our deepening into winter as we're heading into December towards the solstice. And coming over to the left leg, so either just hand on the floor or forearm inside the leg. Inhale, lifting the right arm up. And feeling the expansion here. What can you allow? Can the heart be a little buoyant even as it melts? And with your next inhale, bring the arm alongside the ear. Exhale, drawing a rainbow out and down. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, out and down. One more time. And this time we're going to drop the right hand back, lifting the left arm up, leaning back, opening. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, we'll windmill that right arm down, coming into a forward fold. And see if there's a little more allowing of softening here. You can round the spine, melt down towards the ground. Little pause. Last breath here. And then inhale, coming back up and bringing the legs back in, feet to the floor. Bring the hands back behind you, and we'll come back to that side to side swishing of the knees and letting the legs relax. Excellent. So from here, we're gonna find our way to a child's pose. So you're welcome to take your blanket and put it underneath your knees. Bring your knees as wide as the mat and big toes together, and pressing back to a child's pose, letting the arms reach long above your head. With your next inhale, pulling forward to hands and knees. So realigning hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Take an inhale here. Exhale, round the spine, gazing towards your belly button. Inhale, tilt the pelvis. Let the motion slide up the spine, belly drops, head lift. Exhale, rounding back. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, lifting, curl the toes under and press back to a down dog. Walking out your dog, moving in any way that feels good to you here. And then pulling forward to a plank pose. Feel free to drop your knees if you'd like. Puff up that space in between the shoulder blades. Pull the belly button in. And you're welcome to stay here if you'd like a little more warmth and challenge. We're going to bring the right knee out towards the right elbow and then drop it back down, and then left. And drop it back down. One more each side. You can do this from your knees dropped as well. Just open up the knee to the side. And then we're going to lower all the way down to the belly. Keep the feet grounded and lift up head, hands, and heart. So the hands are off the floor here. One more inhale. Exhale, releasing down. Inhale, press up to a cobra, curl the toes under and press back to a down dog. Inhale, lift up the right leg. Exhale, bring it through to the top of the mat. We're going to pivot the left heel to the floor and come up to a warrior one. So pressing down through the outside edge of the left foot. We're not falling in on that back foot, and try to face forward out over that right knee. Warrior one. One more inhale here. And then exhale, we're going to drop the right forearm to the thigh and stretch long in side angle pose. Inhale, coming up, little reverse warrior. And then exhale, windmill the arms down to the mat and step back to a down dog. Exhale here. Take another breath. Inhale, pull forward to a plank pose, holding here. Nice, strong, grounded energy. You can drop your knees if you'd like. We're going to do the knees to elbows, starting with the left knee this time. Only if you'd like. You can choose your own adventure here. We'll do two each side. Awesome. And then lowering down. Grounded feet. Inhale, lift up, head, hands, heart. And another breath. And exhale. Place the hands. Inhale, press up to any version of cobra. Curl the toes under and pull back to a down dog. Inhale, lift left leg to the sky. Exhale, bring it through top of the mat. Pivot Right heel to the floor and come up to a warrior one. So pressing down through the outside edge of the right foot. Front knee tracking out over toes, facing out over the left leg. Strong warrior pose here. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, we're going to drop the left arm down to the thigh, reaching long through the right arm, side angle pose. Beautiful. Inhale, coming up, reverse warrior. And exhale, windmill the arms down to the mat. And step forward with that right foot, hanging a forward fold at the top of the mat. Soft knees. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, standing all the way up. Palms pressed together. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a moment, breathe, and notice. We're going to do a little standing balance before we come back down to the mat. So if you'd like to move towards a wall, feel free to do that, or a piece of furniture to hold on to. So shifting the weight over into the right foot, finding a focal point on the floor in front of you. And we're going to hold on to the left foot or ankle. And if this isn't reachable for you, you can use a strap or a towel or a scarf to lasso that foot. So we're thinking about this, the front of this hip. So we're kind of, usually this is moving backwards. So see what happens if you can really press it forward here as you're balancing. And then that foot draws back. And maybe you can lift the right hand up into the air. This is like dancer prep. We're not going to come all the way into it. You're welcome to if you want to. And that would be to lean forward and kick that foot back more. See if you can just take another breath here. Good lesson for winter. Like don't expend all the energy. And then releasing down. Shake it out, and we'll prep to do the other side. So shifting the weight over into the left foot. Nice roots going down into the earth. Focal point on the floor in front of you. Lifting right leg up, holding onto it with the right hand. And see if you can focus again on this hip. Can the hip press forward, which also means that the shoulder and the knee come back. And nice stretch through the quad. And maybe you can bring the left arm up into the air. Keep the breath flowing. Nice grounded energy. One more inhale. And exhale, releasing down. Beautiful. Shake it out. Bring the hands to the hips. Take some big hip circles here. And going back the other way. Lovely. So we'll come back to the mat here. You can move your blanket out of the way and laying down on your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock a little side to side here. We'll close with a little twisting action. So crossing the right knee over top of the left, and maybe you can even hook the foot under the ankle. Not necessary though. Bringing the arms out to T, and we're gonna let the legs come all the way over to the left. See if you can focus on getting that right shoulder connected down to the mat more than dropping the knees. So see what that feels like here. What can you release, surrender, allow? And let's take 2 letting go breaths. Deep inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. With your next inhale, come back to center, unwind the legs. We'll cross them the other direction, maybe tucking the toes in. Take an inhale and exhale, drop those legs over to the right. Dropping the left shoulder to the ground. Allowing this twist to sink into the body. And let's take 2 letting go breaths. Wonderful. Inhale, unwind, come back to center. Hug the knees into the chest. Let the knees come away from each other. Reach through the inside of the knees, grabbing onto the outside of the feet or the ankles for happy baby pose. You can rock a little bit side to side here. If there's any final poses you would like to find before coming to Shavasana, feel free. Otherwise, stretching out long on your back. Setting yourself up well, letting the arms rest by the sides, maybe a blanket under your head or your knees or covering you up. Feeling yourself soften into the earth, the stillness, the peace, the pause. awareness back to the surface of your body. Begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And as you're ready, bend one knee and then the other, placing your feet on the floor, and come to rest over on your right side. Taking a breath here and keeping your eyes closed and your attention internal. Gently press your way up to find a seat. And sitting with your eyes closed, allow these words by Elizabeth Coatsworth to wash over you. This is a poem that Jane Offeld sent to me. November comes and November goes, with the last red berries and the first white snows. With night coming early and dawn coming late, and ice in the bucket and frost by the gate. The fires burn and the kettles sing, and the earth sinks to rest until next spring. I'm feeling that settling energy, the pause at the bottom of the exhale. Bring your hands together in front of your heart, pressing your thumbs in to feel your heartbeat, your personal pulse. Take a deep breath of gratitude, sending that gratitude from your heart out to all the cells in your being. I thank you for joining me for practice today. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste.